Hello, I'm John Sinclair. Welcome to the latest Leicester Music podcast. On this episode, we'll hear from 3 solo artists and a top reggae outfit from the county, and 2 of these artists will be appearing at the Simon Says Festival at Montfort Hall. Siobhan Mazzei, Martha Bean and John Fryer are the 3 solo performers, while the Paradimes talk about their latest CD and have also been given exclusive access to a brand new track of theirs. First though, let's start with Martha Bean. Here's a track from her. It's called State of the Art.
Knowing when to stop is the hardest part. I see into your heart, it's sincere, but I can't help myself delving into it further. When it's no good for anyone, knowing when to start, giving me a chance, looking out for number one, 'cause I see your face always. If I close my eyes, I am such a disgrace. I'll squeeze water from a rock until it dissolves. You see into my heart crystal clear, but I can't help myself descending further. It's the start of the art of a bleeding heart. You hear in the night. You hear in the knowing what to say is harder still. Lie a little to numb the thought that you might not ever change. If I close my eyes, we can rearrange the state of the art of
There you go, that's State of the Art from Martha Bean. I'm pleased to say that Martha joins me. Good to see you again.
You too.
It's been a while. I think you've been songwriting a bit, have you?
I have, yes. I've taking a break from gigging for a while and just been recording some, well, not even recording yet, but writing some new material, recording some demos. But I'm hoping to start recording an album soon,
So that would be good for you, won't it? And then you're going back out on the road. You've obviously got a gig coming up. It's a rather special one at Montfort Hall, of course.
Oh, yeah. The Simon Says, that's at the end of July. I think it's 27th. I think it's the Sunday I'm playing around midday. And then I'm playing at the Strawberry Fields Festival, I think 10th of August. That is.
Yeah, that's a good festival as well, isn't
it?
So you're looking forward to getting back out there, are you?
Yeah, it's so weird because for a while, I've been asked to do a few gigs which I've been putting off. I've said no to a lot of inquiries because I really want to be able to have time to focus on this new stuff rather than keep redoing the old material, and I want to do the new stuff when I've got it done properly rather than when it's in fragments. So it'll be really interesting. I've written some new string arrangements as well, and we've got some rehearsals lined up with the band, so it'll be band and strings at the Simon Says Festival.
Yes, I remember that gig you did at the Sound House with your quartet. It was quite good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really cool. It was nice. It was just a smaller version, but this will have keys and bass and drums as well.
What sort of process do you go through for the songwriting? Is it write the words first and then the music? How does it work for you?
It's normally the music first, although it varies, but usually music first with some riffs, some chord sequences that I just think sound like they click, and usually I try and get everything together within a few days if I can. I like to keep it where it's fresh and it's still exciting to me, and I can figure out the whole structure while it's still in my head. And normally the lyrics come in. It's strange because I'll start writing lyrics and they don't really make any sense to me. I just write them, and then later I realise why they came around. I realised they did mean something to me, but at the time they seemed a bit obscure.
Is it you get something in your head, you've got to write it down straight away?
Yeah, the state of the art, for example, what does that mean? At the time I was thinking, I don't know, but it's not about perfection and what's something that's modern and new. It's more about the state of artistic writing and what a piece of music is to me as well, and state of my own emotional state as well.
Is it quite easy to kind of come up with the music as well and try to... Do you work on how different can it be from the last song and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I improvise a lot. It comes a lot from improvising on piano or guitar or whatever, just fiddling around with different tunings and stuff like that. It's normally how it is. So.
And I guess playing at Montfort Hall is good. Obviously, we've lost the festival we're used to having there, but at least there is a 2-day festival there.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing some of the other acts play as well. By the Rivers are back there, and the Paradimes as well. And then there's Pamela Moo, and there's a load of acts who have been around, which I haven't actually either had the chance to see or I haven't seen in a long while. So it'd be really nice to see how they've kind of come on as well. Yeah,
good to have a festival there. The Paradimes actually sit in the studio with us, so you had to mention them anyway, didn't you?
But no, I'm genuinely looking
and
forward.
I'm sure them and By the Rivers get on very well.
I don't know. Do you?
Yeah. They're nodding. They're nodding in agreement. But obviously, you're working on the new stuff, so that's coming out later in the summer, you think?
It's probably going to be a bit while after that, but as soon as I can get in the studio, I will. But it can normally take a while. It actually took me about a year to get the EP together, and that was 6 tracks. And I've got to be realistic, so I'm going to be honest and say it might take a year. I don't know, because the people I'm working with, they've all got different jobs and things. These things can take ages. It's not like we can focus on it full time, but whenever I can, I will, and get it out as soon as I can.
It's probably worth saying we've probably got some strong solo female artists in Leicester, haven't we? We got Siobhan Mazzei on this same podcast as well, and she's pretty, very strong.
Yeah, incredibly strong voice. She's got a real passion that really, really comes across. And Elizabeth Cornish as well has got an amazing voice. In fact, she supported me at my single launch, as you'll know. I think Daydream Club are playing as well, I think. I absolutely adore their music. It's brilliant. So, yeah, just some real talent.
So what about your kind of ambition then? Obviously, you're writing new stuff, new CD comes out. Are you looking to try and get a record deal? You're not worried about that? How do you kind of feel about that side of it?
I'm not that fussed. If I'm perfectly honest, I I don't actually like the idea of being famous. That kind of terrifies me. I'm much happier writing at home, which is unusual, I guess. Some people are destined. They're really, really looking for that main stage slot, and I'm not. But I love. What I would love to do is do more stuff where people hear it, for example, on the radio, whatever. But not so much that I'm in public domain, but people appreciate the music from a distant kind of point of view.
But if somebody came along and said, who knows?
I pretty much I'll see. I'll always take opportunities if they seem good. So there's no reason against that, definitely.
Okay, good to see you. I'm going to play a song which we're digging out at the moment. This is the one that kind of came out earlier in the year, isn't it?
Yes. It's my latest single called A Piece of This World.
You're going to tell us what it's about?
I wrote it last year when I was on holiday, and it's a bit cheesy, really, but it's about sort of capturing that place that you're at and bringing it home to share with people. Because I was somewhere, it's absolutely stunning, east coast of Australia near Fraser Island, where it's just absolutely beautiful. You can't really capture it in a picture. So the song is my way of kind of trying to take a piece of that home with me.
Okay, look forward to seeing you at Simon Says Anyway. Thanks very much, Martha.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I wish I could take a piece of this world to share with all of you, to open up once in a while when you're lonely and feeling blue. And I would take
Martha Bean there with a song called A Piece of This World. Next up on the Leicester Music Podcast, the Paradimes. First a track from their Genius by the Mile CD. This is called Almanac.
Love you, girl, though you don't feel the same way. Wondered why you're acting so alone. It's a bitter pill that I now have to swallow. Yes, I know now that we are through. Seen it in your diary, girl, read like an almanac. Seen it in your diary, girl, read like an almanac. Words I say won't have no sentimental value, even though I know they're from my heart. I know that you found another lover, read it in the pages, how it burns. Seen it in your diary, girl, read like an almanac. Seen it in your diary, girl, read like an almanac. I see the sea, it plays round in my mind. I see the church, the dress, the veil you'll wear. I see the groom, he looks, whoa, so proud. I see your friends, our friends, but they don't seem to care that it is not me. It is not me. Seen it in your diary, girl, read like an almanac. Seen it in your diary, girl, read like an almanac. Seen it in your diary, girl, read like an almanac. Seen it in your diary, girl, read like an almanac. Seen it in your diary, girl, read like an almanac. Seen it in your diary, girl, read like an almanac.
There you go, the Paradimes and Almanac from the Genius by the Mile CD. We'll hear a new track in a moment. Let's speak to Gux and Drew there, here from the band. Good to see you again, Drew. You've been busy as usual.
Yep, I have, John, yes, as usual. We've been playing quite a lot recently. Paradimes, we was in Birmingham last Friday at the Heron House. Had a wicked gig down there. We're also playing at the Hollycroft Park Festival next week. And then we're in Coventry, the Two Tone Central place in Coventry. And then we're doing the Montfort Hall Simon Says Festival. So all good things.
Yeah, and it's good to see that festival at Montfort Hall, because I think, Summer Sunday seemed to have come to an end and everybody's wondering, well, what's that going to mean? But at least we've got something for a couple of days.
That's true, yeah. Well, it's 100 years of De Montfort Hall from when it was first born, so I believe. So why not celebrate it, and with some wicked Leicester talent that we have.
And Gux is here as well, and always talk to you about this, though, but never-ending music coming out from the Paradimes. I know you've probably got about 3 CDs up in your head at the moment, haven't you?
Yeah, we've got a few. We've got quite a backlog of songs and stuff that we've been working on in the studio for the new album, Sweet and Dark. We're not too sure when that's going to be ready yet, but we're just sort of winging it at the minute.
I mean, how does that work? Do you call people together into the studio at a certain time? Do you try to organise yourselves? Because obviously on the road a lot, it must be, you've got to manage it, haven't you?
Yeah, it's quite difficult because, I mean, there's 9 of us on a good night. So to get everybody there, you know what I mean, ready to do their bit and stuff is quite difficult. And sometimes, we just have to do it different ways and just try and work out whatever we can, you know what I mean? It has to be fluid because there's too many people involved.
And I suppose there's a little bit of discipline comes in because you've got to organise so many people when you do it.
Yeah, well, that's it. You see, when you get everybody there, then obviously the arrangements and the musical arrangements and stuff is you're on the clock then, aren't you? You know what I mean? Because while everybody's there, you got to make the most of it.
And how does that work? Do you go to a local studio? You have somebody kind of who regularly looks after you?
My house is like Studio One from Jamaica, and my actual front room is, we've got a piano in there and everything. So a lot of the stuff is either recorded live and direct in the house.
His neighbours love him.
Yeah. They're all sound. I mean, luckily the guy on the left's deaf, and the other one I've not seen for a few weeks, so I don't know where he is.
And the songwriting as well. I mean, we talked to Martha Bean earlier. I mean, do you get Sunday inspiration? How does it work for you?
Yeah, it comes in sort of waves for me. Like I'll sit down. I won't do a lot for a little while, and then I'll start to think. Yeah, I'll pick the acoustic up, and then if you're gigging all the time, you see, and you're sort of like straining your voice and singing on stage and stuff, it's difficult to pick the acoustic up and sing anything with any strength. So sometimes you need a couple of weeks or a week or so away from a gig, you know what I mean? And then your voice feels strong again and stuff, and then, you can write, better melodies and maybe a stronger melody, hopefully.
One thing I like about you is that you always sing with a smile on your face on stage, Drew. I mean, it's great to watch, isn't it?
Yeah, you can see that he's enjoying himself, can't you? He's singing from the heart, isn't he? It's from there's an honesty of how he sings, and he smiles because he loves it. He loves being there. He loves being on the stage, and he can't help smiling. He can't help it. And
working with him as a songwriter, how does that work for you as somebody in the band?
How does it work? When we're writing, recording. Okay, generally, Gooks will come up with the ideas, of course, and he'll sit there and we'll go over them, and then we'll, me and G-Funk, the trumpet player, we'll go and put our parts down. I mean, quite often as well, we'll just, make up parts on the night. We'll go over a few parts and rearrange stuff, or Gooks will have an idea about a part, and so we'll look at that, and it's all down to on the night what sounds good, really. It's very much a vibes. It's not written out in stone anything with all the music. It's definitely vibes.
And we're going to hear a new song in a minute. Tell us about this song and how that came about. What's it called again?
Armageddon Baby, it's called. We want the concept behind it.
It's an interesting one.
Oh well, you'll have to listen to the track and stuff. But it's sort of like laughing at all the doom and gloom that we all face every day. Then they're saying at the end of the world and all this, and they've been saying it since I was about 4 years old now. So apparently it's been in the end of the world about 8 times since I was 4. So it's a sort of a Mickey take of that, really.
Okay, we're going to hear that in a minute. But obviously playing at Montfort Hall for this festival, obviously, as it's been mentioned already, it's celebrating its 100 years, isn't it? Yeah.
We're really looking forward to that. And we also think it's an honour as well that we've been asked as well. And it's really nice that we've been asked to do that. So, definitely, yeah. We're really, pleased and proud about that as well. So we're really looking forward to it.
And what's really good is lots of other Leicester acts on as well that we're quite familiar with. I mean, it's a good-looking lineup, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah. You've got all the, especially Gooks is a good-looking line. Yeah, definitely, yeah. There's some, obviously Uncle Frank and By the Rivers and Jersey Bud and obviously Martha Bean. We're very much looking forward to seeing her play live. So yeah, some great talent. You've got to definitely pick the best of the best, I think.
And By the Rivers, obviously, close to kind of what you're doing. Much younger band, I guess.
A lot older than us.
No, they're much older than us. Much older.
Yeah, but they're doing pretty much the similar sort of thing to you in a way, aren't they?
Yeah. I think. I happen to know that when they was a lot younger, their dad used to play the stuff and that, and so we've been some sort of inspiration to that, I guess. Them doing that, but the style that they do and the style that we do is pretty different. Do you know what I mean? And we just totally love them and totally respect what they're doing. That, and they're an amazing band, and they play so tight and they're really good, and especially for their age, it's amazing. So we totally sing their praises everywhere we go. So there's no rivalry in it.
Good lads as well.
Decent
good lads.
Yeah.
Niall and Jordan, I love them. Yeah. Wicked lads.
And your saxophone playing, you've been taking that outside the band in any way this year? You've been obviously playing with the specials for a long time. You doing anything else?
Too long. Not really, no, not at the minute, no. Just doing the usual stuff, but I'm just basically concentrate on the Paradimes.
But you're a DJ as well, because you get mixed up in.
I have been doing
nights.
I've been so-called DJ. Yes, been doing the Quadrophenia nights where I'm doing some DJ work and that. Yeah,
and that's gone all around the country now, isn't it?
That's going really well actually. Yes, we've been playing. We played London recently, Nottingham. We're playing Manchester next week, and then we're going on an O2 tour, which takes us all over from Glasgow to London. So there's probably about 12 gigs all over the country. The O2 gigs. So that's going well. Yeah.
Okay, so it's all about this new record coming out eventually. But have you given yourself a target, Gux, at all?
It will definitely be out before the end of the year.
Which year though? Isn't it?
Is that 2013?
Yeah. Oh, well, a lot of the stuff is already been demoed and stuff and is at home. We're just going to see which tracks we feel make the album and which ones maybe for a different time, or maybe just keep them as in the catalogue that we might visit one day.
Also, we need to look at where we're going to record it as well. I mean, like I say, we have got Gux's studio, but it just depends on how it sounds and everything. So it might be an idea to go somewhere else, but we'll see. So I guess it's all down to money, isn't it?
And we've also got the opportunity. There might be a couple of Jamaican legends that we're going to be getting to play on there. Yeah, so that'd be a nice little surprise as well for the reggae fanatics if we're hoping that comes off, and it should do.
Let's hope that does happen.
Yeah.
Okay, Armageddon Baby, here it is. It's the first time it's been played on anything, I think. So here we go. Thanks very much, guys, and look forward to seeing you live again.
Thanks, John.
Baby, hear the warning, soon you will be falling. Yes, you hear the siren sing. Don't you step on my blue suede shoes now, girl, because I know how to do my thing. Oh, come and treat this devil right. It's Armageddon, baby, let me take you home. Bang, it will be roaring, boom, it will be forming ash just like it did in Rome. Oh, when Vesuvius erupted, yeah, and turned a city into stone. Oh, come and treat this devil right. It's Armageddon, baby, let me take you home. To me if I was last man upon the planet. We'll take a look out the window now, sweet girl, because I think that I'm goddamn it. So come and treat this devil right. It's Armageddon, baby, let me take you home. It's Armageddon.
A brand new track there from the Paradimes, that's called Armageddon Baby, and my thanks to them for giving me the first play of that new song. And a reminder that if you want to give me any feedback on what you hear on this podcast, you can email me. The address is johnsinclair32@yahoo.co.uk. Next up then, local singer-songwriter Siobhan Mazzei. Before we hear my interview with her, here's a song called Waiting Awake. Siobhan Mazzei there with a title track from her new CD called Waiting Awake. Siobhan, good to see you again.
Nice to see you too. You're all right.
And you're pleased with the album. I mean,
Yeah.
it took a lot of work, this, hasn't it?
Yeah. It's taken about a year to do now, and it's a lot of hard work has gone into it.
I'm sure there's lots of thanks you'd like to give to various people as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've wrote that down in the kind of synopsis of the album, if you like. But there's just too many people to thank, like, for all the inspiration and, you know, all the support that I've had from particularly people in the Leicester music scene and, you know, my family, friends, things like that, you know, speech kind of stuff. But yeah.
And obviously 10 tracks. Was it difficult to get it down to 10, or deciding on what you'd wanted on there?
Not necessarily. I think each kind of track has been developed and wrote over a process of when I first started songwriting, which was about when I was like 13. So I mean that's 8 years now. So yeah, not necessarily. Like there was a couple that we like left off as such, but you know, you never know, they might be on the next album. So.
And what about performing as a solo artist? Because I think that's kind of a brave thing to do. Has it got something you got used to fairly early?
Sort of, yeah. I mean, I was in bands and stuff at first, and it actually took me a while to kind of get to the point of playing by myself. But it's that kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like a process you have to go in your head. Like, look, I've got these songs. It doesn't seem like anyone else is kind of more as enthusiastic as I am about my tracks, so I might as well do it myself in that respect. And yeah. And
did the playing of the guitar come first before you started the songwriting, or did it pretty much together, was it?
Well, it was at the same time, but I was more focused on the guitar. Like I'd play lead guitar in like the bands and stuff like that, and it's always been my complete passion. But I was writing songs like while I was learning the guitar, and each time I was learning new techniques, I was applying them to the songs that I was writing. It's like secretly, like it locked away in a lair until I was about 18. So yeah.
So what do you remember your first gigs? I mean, that must have been quite nerve-wracking, really.
Oh my God. Yeah, it was. I mean, I'm trying to think. I think my first ever gig was at a college concert. I used to go to Groby College, and I remember we did a Green Day cover, Basket Case, and I remember absolutely shaking in my boots. Like I was just so scared of like what people were thinking, how it was coming across. Were they hearing it the same as I am? Am I in tune? Like all these questions that run through your head. But then the more you do it, it's like practice makes perfect, isn't it? You get used to the feeling. Well, okay, you get used to doing it. You don't get I don't think you ever get used to the fact of like people's responses if it's a good one, and like the fact that people actually listen to you and appreciate you for what you're doing.
And I guess there's certain people who give you the feedback that you kind of need as well, and what they thought of the performance overall.
Well, yeah, I mean, if they've said that I was rubbish, I don't think I'd still be here. So, yeah, definitely. I mean, I do like it when people give constructive criticism, actually, because then that shows that they were listening and, you know, they do want you to improve. And actually, they do consider you as an artist in that respect, because they're giving you their time and their, you know, kind of advice as such.
I mean, I think when watching a soloist, you kind of want them to be immersed in what they're doing because it's their material, but also you want them to be able to engage with you as well.
Oh, yeah,
and that's a bit of a trick, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, you want your songs to be accessible anyway. I mean, I know that I try to not. I don't know. I like to think that my songs can relate to people, and people can actually find situations that they've been in or feelings that they've had can tie in with what I'm talking about. I think that's a very big key to songwriting.
Is it something you purposely will say, okay, I'm going to sit down tomorrow and try and write a song, or does it kind of just happen almost incidentally?
A bit of both, actually. Like, I mean, it depends what mood I'm in. I know it sounds strange. I'm usually quite sad if I write a song, so therefore, if I'm sad, I think, oh, you know, I'll just sit down and write a few words, and then those few words will disappear, and then sometimes I'll sit down and say, right, I'm going to write a song today, and I'll look back at those words that I wrote down when I was like having the kind of burst of inspiration. And I think those kind of two elements together create the songwriting process, if that makes any sense at all.
But I guess the other thing, you could be playing the guitar and just riffing and pick up a riff you like and then try and match words to it.
Yeah.
There's different ways of doing it, isn't
Yeah,
there?
yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, a couple of times I've done that. I mean, you'll hear on the album and when I play and stuff, like I said, the techniques, when I was learning techniques and stuff, like it'd be like, oh, I've got to use this in a song. And then you try and fit you just try and fit the melodies around it with your voice.
And what about the process of going through making a CD? Because, there's a lot of production involved as we got to get copies made. And I guess you're just kind of selling them at gigs you're doing, aren't you?
Well, yeah, I mean, we've got it up online, actually, at liquidchi.bandcamp.com. Liquid Chi being the studio that I recorded at, and with my producer Limbo Mute. But like together he's been an absolutely brilliant producer. He showed me kind of how the process is, and it's been really, really organic, and there's been no pressure. It's done when it's done, sort of thing. So it was absolutely great learning process, as well as kind of getting my album out and getting songs out there for people to listen to.
I guess it's nice listening back to a quality recording as well, and
definitely.
having some input to how it sounds and everything.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's strange because at the beginning of the process, I would have never have thought that my songs had sounded like how they actually do now on the album. So I mean, but then at the same time, they sound perfect now to what they should sound like. So yeah, it's been great.
So gigs coming up. I know you've got Strawberry Fields
Yes.
on the line. I think you're playing on the Saturday.
Yes.
It's a big festival, and
Yeah, I can't wait.
And obviously lots of young people get there as well. So almost accessing a different sort of audience, maybe.
Well, I don't know, actually. I think a lot of young people kind of relate to me more than older audiences, perhaps. But I've never been Strawberry Fields. I've heard it's absolutely awesome, so I'm looking forward to it. Weekend of music, yeah. I'm all in. It'll be great, and it'll be great to kind of connect with people as well, And I'm hoping a lot of people will hear my music when I play it on the day, and I hope I get to talk and meet a lot of people as well.
Very good. And we're going to play Ghost in a Shell. Tell us a bit about how this song came about.
God, I wrote this song when I think I was about 17. And again, actually, I think the process was kind of, I had a riff. I think I'd learnt how to palm mute and whatever. And it was like, wow, this is really, really cool. And and it's the kind of concept of the song is you just feeling kind of like you're feeling lost, and the shell being your, being a body, but, you feel like there's nothing in it, hence a ghost in a shell.
I'll start somewhere where we can compare. Your lips are cold.
The delightful Siobhan Mazzei there with a song from her new CD that's called Ghost in a Shell. We speak now to a male solo artist from Leicester. His name is John Fryer. He's recently released an album. Here's the title track. It's called If That's All Right With You.
Being with you is what I like to do when I can. Holding your hand and walking along is just where I belong, and I know you understand, 'cause to be with you always seems right. All through the day and right through the night. Yes, being with you is the right thing to do, so let's go. If that's all right with you. You there with me is the best place to be, that's for sure. Seeing you smile and holding you near seems to banish my fear and bring calm. It keeps me from harm, 'cause to be with you always seems right. All through the day and right through the night. Yes, being with you is the right thing to do, so let's go. If that's all right with you. What I like to do when I can. Holding your hand and walking along is just where I belong, and I know you understand, 'cause to be with you always seems right. All through the day and right through the night. Yes, being with you is the right thing to do, so let's go. If that's all right with you. If that's all right with you.
Well, that's the title track from John Fryer's album. It's called If That's All Right With You. And John is with me now. And John, well, this is an album mainly of new stuff looking at it, but there's a few tracks going back to the 70s as well.
Yeah, I've been writing for a long time. I've been hanging around. But yeah, the tracks from the 70s, one of which I wrote, just was my first efforts at songwriting. And I've tidied them up a bit and put them on the album because they're quite good. They stand up.
And actually getting this album out must have been quite a joy for you, really.
Yeah, I've had lots of songs for a long time, and I also had a purple patch writing recently. But it's like giving birth to a baby in lots of ways, although not quite as painful, hopefully. But you get the songs, you want to do a good job on them, and it takes forever to get other musicians in and get them to do a nice job on it. But it was worthwhile, because when you get the final product, you're really thrilled with it. Well, I am anyway, and I think the sound is excellent, and it's a top quality album for people to buy.
And I know you very much as a solo artist, so getting other people to play with you must have been quite interesting.
Yeah, I mean, interestingly, we had ideas of what we wanted to do with each track, and we didn't want to overkill them with loads of people we'd never ever see again. But the people that have joined me are friends and colleagues that I've known through the years who turn up, play bass and flute and cello and various other instruments, trumpets and things, and just to showcase a bit of what they can do as well as to enhance the songs.
Has this been an ambition for quite a long time then?
Yeah, I think probably. I mean, my wife will tell you that she thinks that I think I'm famous, but I'm really a legend in my own mind rather than anything else. But I've always wanted to do a quality job on getting a CD out, and it took a while to get there, but we've finally birthed it.
And you've been doing a lot of gigging around Leicester, and you've done 1 or 2 festivals of late, haven't you?
Yeah, I did the Hinkley Music Festival, and I do quite a lot of open mic nights. And out of that, I've got 1 or 2 gigs and places that I've played. Basically, I've turned into Yossa Hughes from Boys from the Black Stuff from the 80s. If somebody's got a job, I'll do that. Because that's the way to get yourself known. So yeah, I'm out and about and available doing all sorts of things, which is great fun.
Is the songwriting something you kind of purposely sit down to do on occasion, or is it you get sparks of ideas all the time? How does it work for you?
I think it's a bit of both, really, but mainly it comes out of practicing. When I'm practicing songs which I'm going to sing in the set, I will be twiddling around and then think, actually, those chords go together nicely. Perhaps there's a song in that. And then I might sit down for another hour and tinker around with the chord structure till I get some tune. And then I'll think, well, what can I say out of that tune? Because I usually write music first, then find lyrics. I'm not very good as a poet, but I can structure around an existing tune. So my tunes come first usually, and they're usually born out of just twiddling about on the guitar, which sounds nothing until I sort of piece it together and it becomes a song. It is quite an incredible process, because you start off with a blank piece of paper and end up with a song.
If that's all right with you, it's the sort of thing we might say to our partner quite a lot. Is that where that's born out of?
It was written for my wife. It's just a gentle love song, and I just thought it's a long time since I wrote her a song specifically. So although it doesn't mention her, it is actually targeted at her, and it basically says, we'll stay together if that's all right with you. That's really the gist of it.
I suppose getting the CD out to people as well is important for you as well, isn't it? I mean, how many did you get kind of run off in the first instance?
Well, I run off 150, of which to date I've sold about 40. So that's really quite good hit rate, really. And it was important because music is my sort of passion, really. And if it's great to sit in your front room and play, and perhaps our friends and family say that's nice, but actually to get it out there and to get some proper feedback from musos who know what they're talking about. And I've been really thrilled to find that a lot of established musicians in the Leicester circuit have said, A, they'll buy one, which is quite interesting, but also that they liked what they heard.
And I guess you try to promote it when you're out there on the road anyway, aren't you?
Yeah, I always got a CD in my bag or on my person to wave in the crowd. And I've been very fortunate that 2 or 3 people have bought most of the times that I've waved one. And obviously they like what they hear, otherwise I wouldn't bother to buy it.
I know Steve Bradley, who kind of helped produce the album for you as well, but obviously he's got a big part to play in it, I guess.
Yes, I mean, interestingly, it went again a bit like the back to the baby birth thing. You need more than one person to actually create the final product, and Steve was incredibly helpful in helping me to think through the songs, what we might need to add in terms of other instruments, how we might arrange it. And did all the technical knob twiddling and stuff, which I can't do very well, and just basically suggested stuff that we might do to each song. But finally, the final ideas were mine, and Steve, happily went with what I felt was right.
But having a CD in your hand, it's quite exciting, I guess. Have you played it pretty well non-stop, or are you now tired of it?
Well, it's interestingly, because the first couple of weeks you have it. I mean, when I first got the first master, I stood and listened to the whole song all the way through, the whole album all the way through, which is about an hour, 13 tracks, and I literally stood in my back room and just listened to it, and to be honest, marvelled at it, not because I'm on it or I wrote it, but it sounded so good. And then it was in the car for a while. Then I've had a gap, and I've just put it on again recently after about a month and a half and listened to it again, and it still holds up. So hopefully it will do in a few years' time. Who knows?
We're going to play another track now called You Are the One. Is this about the other half again or not?
No, well, not really. I mean, one of the things that songwriters have the sort of joy of doing, really, is just to try and think into other situations. I guess it's like being a writer of comedy scripts or television drama. You try and get behind somebody else's persona, somebody else's thoughts. And it is a love song in a sense, but it's really just an affirmation song. So it's basically saying, you are the one. It could be anybody talking to anybody, really. It's not anybody specific in my mind. It was just a fact of that's what came out in the lyric.
Well, that's coming up in just a moment, but you've got gigs coming up. I know we're kind of in the holiday period a bit, but you've got a gig coming up at the end of July.
Yeah, 25th of July, I'm playing the Exchange, so that should be a nice event. And if people want to find about that, if they look for the Exchange on Facebook, they'll find out exactly the details of where and when that is. And I've got 1 or 2 gigs coming up in the autumn at Black Horse on Bronson Gate and various other places. So if they look at my Facebook page, which is John Fryer, they'll find all the details posted on there.
Good to talk to you, John. Here's the track then called You Are the One.
Oh, won't you take me home? Wrap me up safe and warm. Oh, won't you take me home? Shelter me from the storm. Oh, won't you take me home? Help me to rest my head. Oh, won't you take me home? Hug me instead. Just as you said. Oh, won't you take my hand? Walk every step with me. Oh, won't you take my hand? And let has begun. Oh, won't you smile for me, filling my heart with song. Oh, won't you smile for me, you are the
John Fryer there with a song called You Are The One, and that's just about it for this episode. But just to let you know, because of a trip to Ibiza, the next Leicester Music Podcast will be at the beginning of August. On it will be a Leicester group called Flip Like Wilson, and as a taster for that, here's a song from their most recent EP. This is called Millionaires.
Don't you people ever wanna run? Because I wanna run, and I'm getting out of town, so just whip out the phone and I'll tell you just to stay put. I've got a plan and it involves you. Call me later if you wanna go. Wait till our parents are asleep and then we'll sneak out. Turn off your phone on the road is how I wanna say, yeah. I've got a plan, just me and you will hit the road like millionaires. Our favorite songs and the wind running through our hair. I'm so glad your parents let you out. Find our runway home, but right now I don't care. I've been here before, consistent and persistent, and yet the door remaining silent, and that's just the way I am. Call me later if you wanna go. Call me later, it's a definite maybe. Call me later if you wanna go. And it involves you. 1, 2, 3, we'll hit the road like millionaires.